My ex-wife rushed into a new marriage after our divorce. The wedding looked perfect, until one guest leaned in and asked a single question. She went pale and called me before the reception even ended. I'm 38, been divorced for 14 months. The marriage lasted 7 years before it imploded in spectacular fashion. My ex-wife and I met in our late 20s, got married too fast, spent the first few years convincing ourselves we were happy. We weren't. Different values, different life goals, different everything. The divorce was messy but final. I moved on, or tried to. 6 months after the divorce was finalized, I heard through mutual friends that she was seeing someone new. Some guy she'd met at her gym. They were apparently inseparable. 3 months after that, they were engaged. And 2 months ago, they got married. I didn't go to the wedding, obviously, but I heard about it. Everyone heard about it. She made sure of that. Social media was flooded with photos. The venue, the dress, the decorations. Everything looked like it came straight out of a magazine. Her new husband looked thrilled. She looked radiant. The perfect couple starting their perfect life together. I'll admit, it stung a little. Not because I wanted her back. I absolutely didn't. But because it felt like she'd moved on so effortlessly while I was still figuring out how to be alone. My friends told me to ignore it, to focus on myself. I did, for the most part. Then, the night of her wedding, my phone rang. It was her. I stared at the screen for a solid 10 seconds before answering. Hello. I need to talk to you. Her voice was shaking. It's your wedding night. Why are you calling me? Please. Just, can you meet me? Tomorrow? Anywhere. I need to see you. Are you serious right now? Please. I should have said no. Should have hung up. But curiosity got the better of me. Fine. Coffee shop on 5th. 10 a.m. Thank you. She hung up. I sat there holding my phone, wondering what the hell just happened. Update 1. The next morning, I got to the coffee shop early. Ordered a black coffee, sat in the back corner, waited. She walked in at 10:03, wearing sunglasses even though it was overcast. She looked exhausted. She sat down across from me without ordering anything. Thanks for coming. What's going on? She took off her sunglasses. Her eyes were red. Someone at the wedding said something. Said what? A guest. One of his cousins. She came up to me during the reception, right after the first dance. She seemed friendly at first. Congratulated me, said I looked beautiful. Then she leaned in and asked if I knew about his ex-wife. I frowned. What about her? She said his divorce wasn't finalized. That he's technically still married. I blinked. What? She said he separated from his wife 2 years ago, but the paperwork never went through. Something about disputed assets. They've been dragging it out in court. And you didn't know this? She shook her head. He told me he was divorced. Clean split. No complications. So you just got married to someone who's already married? Legally, yes. I leaned back. That's insane. I confronted him. Right there at the reception. He tried to play it off, said it was just a technicality, that it would be resolved soon. But I could see it in his face. He knew. He's known the whole time. What did you do? I left. Told everyone I wasn't feeling well. Went home. He followed me, tried to explain, but I locked him out. He spent the night at a hotel. So what now? I don't know. I don't know if the marriage is even legal. I don't know if I can trust him. I don't know anything. I took a sip of my coffee. Why are you telling me this? Because you're the only person who won't judge me. Who knows how bad I can mess things up. That's not fair. I know. But it's true. We sat in silence for a moment. What do you want from me? I asked. I don't know. Advice? Perspective? Someone to tell me I'm not completely insane. You're not insane. But you did rush into this. I know. Why? Why did you move so fast? She looked down at her hands. Because I wanted to prove I could be happy without you. That I could find someone better. Someone who wouldn't make me feel like I was settling. And how's that working out? She didn't answer. Look, I said. I can't tell you what to do. But you need to figure out what's real and what's not. If he lied about something this big, what else is he hiding? I know. And you need to talk to a lawyer. Yesterday. I will. She stood up. Thanks for meeting me. Yeah. She left. I sat there for another hour, staring at my cold coffee. Update 2. 2 days later, she texted me. Can we talk again? I ignored it for a few hours. Then responded. About what? I found something. What? Can't explain over text. Please. Against my better judgment, I agreed to meet her again. Same coffee shop. Same time. She showed up with a folder. Sat down, slid it across the table. What is this? Look inside. I opened it. Bank statements. Credit card bills. All in his name. All showing massive debt. Loans, maxed out credit cards, overdue payments. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Where did you get this? He left his laptop open. I know I shouldn't have looked, but after everything, I had to know. Jesus. There's more. I called his cousin, the one who told me about the divorce. She said he's been borrowing money from family members for years, promising to pay them back, never does. She said her parents lent him $50,000 3 years ago. Haven't seen a cent. And you had no idea? None. He always paid for everything when we were dating. Nice dinners, trips, gifts. I thought he was successful. He was spending money he didn't have. Apparently. I closed the folder. You need to get out of this. Now. I know. Do you? Because it sounds like you're still trying to figure out if you can make it work. I'm not. I don't know how to undo this. We just got married. Everyone saw. Everyone congratulated us. How do I tell them it was all a lie? You tell them the truth. That he lied to you. That the marriage isn't legal. That you're done. It's not that simple. It is that simple. You're just scared. She looked at me. What if this is karma? For how I treated you. Don't do that. Don't make this about us. But maybe it is. Maybe this is what I deserve. No one deserves to be lied to. Not even you. She started crying. I handed her a napkin. What do I do? She asked. You talk to a lawyer. You get this annulled or voided or whatever the legal term is. And you move on. And then what? Then you figure out your life. Without him. Without me. Just you. She nodded, wiping her eyes. Update 3. A week later, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. I answered anyway. Is this her ex-husband? Who's asking? I'm her husband. Or, well, technically not. We need to talk. I don't think we do. Please. Just 5 minutes. I sighed. Fine. What do you want? I know you've been meeting with her. I know she's been telling you things. She's been telling me the truth. Something you apparently struggle with. It's not what it looks like. It looks like you lied about being divorced and hid massive debt. What am I missing? The divorce thing was a misunderstanding. Bullshit. Okay, fine. I should have told her. But I was going to. I just needed more time. Time for what? To dig yourself deeper? I love her. I really do. And I know I messed up, but I can fix this. You can't fix lying. You can't fix financial fraud. You can't fix betrayal. I'm not a bad person. I didn't say you were. But you're a liar. And she deserves better. And you think you're better? I never said that. But at least I didn't trap her in a fake marriage. He was quiet for a moment. She's still in love with you, you know. What? She talks about you all the time. Compares me to you. I thought if I could give her everything you didn't, she'd move on. But she hasn't. And neither have you. You don't know what you're talking about. Don't I? Why else would you keep meeting her? Why else would you care? I hung up. Update 4. I didn't hear from her for 2 weeks. Then one night, around 11 p.m., there was a knock on my door. I opened it. She was standing there with a suitcase. Can I stay here tonight? What happened? He came to the apartment. Drunk. Started yelling. I called the police, but I can't stay there. I have nowhere else to go. What about your parents? They don't know yet. I can't face them. I stepped aside. Come in. She set her suitcase down, sat on the couch. I made tea. We sat in silence for a while. I filed for an annulment, she said finally. Good. The lawyer said it should go through. The marriage wasn't legal anyway. And the debt? Not my problem. We never combined finances. Thank God. What about him? He's been blowing up my phone. Apologizing, begging, threatening. I blocked him. Threatening. Said he'd tell everyone the divorce was my fault. That I cheated on him with you. That's insane. I know. But people will believe it. They always do. Let them. You know the truth. She looked at me. Do you ever regret it? Us. Sometimes. Not the divorce. But the way we did it. The things we said. Me too. But we weren't right for each other. You know that. I do. I just wish I'd figured that out before jumping into this mess. We all make mistakes. Some bigger than others. We talked until almost 2 a.m. About everything. The marriage, the divorce, the years we spent trying to make something work that was never going to. It felt like closure. Real closure. Update 5. She stayed in my guest room for 3 days. On the 3rd day, the annulment was processed. The marriage was officially void. She cried. Not because she loved him, but because she'd been humiliated. I got it. Her parents found out. They were furious. Not at her, but at him. Her dad threatened to sue him for fraud. Her mom just wanted her to come home. She did, eventually. I helped her move her stuff out of the apartment she'd shared with him. He wasn't there. Left a note saying he was sorry. She threw it away without reading it. A month later, I heard he'd moved to another state. Ran from the debt, from the drama, from everything. Good riddance. She and I stayed in touch. Not romantic. Just friendly. We'd grab coffee sometimes, talk about work, life, the mess we'd both made of things. It was nice. Easy. One day, she asked me, "Do you think we would have worked if we'd met now instead of back then?" I don't know. Maybe. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. We both laughed. Final update. It's been 6 months since her wedding. That wasn't. She's doing better. Got a new apartment, started therapy, reconnected with old friends. She seems lighter. Happier. I'm doing okay too. Started dating someone a few months ago. Nothing serious yet, but it's nice. Uncomplicated. My ex and I still talk occasionally. She sent me a text last week. "Thank you for not saying, 'I told you so.'" I replied, "I thought about it." "I know you did. We're not friends." Not really. But we're not enemies either. We're just two people who made mistakes and survived them. She told me she ran into his cousin recently. The one who dropped the bomb at the wedding. Apparently, she'd suspected something was off for months, but didn't know how to bring it up. When she finally did, she'd expected my ex to already know. She felt terrible. My ex told her it was the best thing anyone had ever done for her. Looking back, I think about that wedding. How perfect it looked from the outside. How everyone thought she'd found her happily ever after. And how one question from one guest unraveled the whole thing. Sometimes karma isn't loud or dramatic. Sometimes it's just a whispered question at exactly the right moment. And sometimes the person you think you need to prove something to is the only one who'll be there when everything falls apart.